So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728. And I think that disposable diaper companies spread misinformation about reusable diapers and reusable briefs. Unfortunately, I think it's the same kind of thing that cigarette manufacturers do, and maybe even dishwashing um, dishwasher companies and all sorts of companies. They just, I feel, and I'm going to go into it in a second, that they purposefully um, try to muddy the waters as much as possible so that people won't look at it and say, oh, whoa, I am not getting a dishwasher. Oh, whoa, let's try and use reusable briefs and diapers as much as possible. Oh, whoa, cigarettes clearly are cause cancer and whatever else. And, just to go on a slight tangent for a second, I have a friend of mine who actually, I couldn't believe that he was telling me that, who knows if his parents both smoke are going to get cancer or not. I mean, there's no way to definitively tell if one person will get cancer and if that's as a result of smoking. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I guess I don't know if it's from listening to his parents or what, but this stuff is settled. And this dude is telling me this old conspiracy theory mess. Anyway, I went looking and I found, well, I wanted to, you know, bolster myself that yes, getting a reusable brief from my uncle or briefs for my uncle was a good thing, especially considering that, they're like 29 um, US dollars, for example. And I was like, for the price of that, I could get like a month's supply of single-use ones. And it's like, wow, okay, I don't know. So anyway, I figured I would go and get it anyway, and then I went looking for information to back myself up. And at least what I remember reading, I couldn't find anything that was like, yeah, you're doing a good thing for the environment. At least I wanted something credible. I didn't want, some blog or something somewhere. I wanted somebody who actually punched the numbers and figured out that yes, this is what you're doing. But I don't know where I eventually settled. I'm not the type of person who, like I said, is going to go to a blog or some just random website, but I don't think that there was a lot of information that was readily forthcoming. But what I did see was a number of points that seemed to suggest that disposable diapers were better. They were saying that, oh, it's not really, number one, they don't use cotton that much anymore um, because they have fibers that are made from fossil fuels, and they absorb up to 15 times as much uh, as their weight in liquid. So they're so much better than cotton, and also that, as a result of that, you're going to need many more of these reusable diapers or reusable briefs. And I think maybe there was some stuff with respect to skin, maybe skin issues, because again of the absorbency of these things and the fact that so much water was not involved anymore because these things were made from other fibers, not cotton. And as a result of that, it was like not all of these, because I'm part of the reason why I'm thinking let's get these reusable briefs and diapers for kids. I guess I'm just going to say briefs. I want to keep saying diapers, but I'm going to try to say briefs. Is that you know the amount of cotton that is in a brief, if you get it, is, I'm thinking like an entire cotton plant. And an entire cotton plant, when you go looking up this stuff, it's like however many gallons, thousands of gallons that it takes to grow this stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to contribute to, the water that's being wasted to grow this cotton plant, um, and the fertilizer and the tilling of the land, um, that is used to grow this, just to throw this thing out. You know, let's be crazy. I might use 20 gallons of water to wash and rinse the reusable brief. I don't think it's going to take 20 gallons of water to grow cotton. But now they're telling me that no, it's really like a cup of oil. And I'm thinking a cup of oil, huh? That's what I remember. And I'm just thinking, okay, but a cup of oil, and then they're saying they added it in. They're saying if you don't save up a whole bunch of briefs to wash at the same time, and you do them one by one, like you put a brief, one single brief in the washing machine and you wash it, and then you put that one single brief in the dryer and you have that go. I mean, when you look at the energy and you look at the water that you using up, I mean, it's almost the same as if you grew the cotton, or it's even better for the environment if you use a reusable brief. If you're going to just use the one, I don't believe that. I mean, maybe I don't, I'm just relying on my understanding of it, but I don't believe that. I don't think that it's going to take, all of this oil to what. Number one, I'm not doing it anyway. I'm not putting it in the washing machine by itself, and I'm not putting it in the dryer by itself. I'll hand wash the stuff, right? And I have a couple other things that I use with my uncle that need washing every day anyway, so I just hand wash them. So it's not gonna be in the dryer, and then I hang it up on a clothesline anyway. So, but even if I were doing all those things that they were saying that, makes it a wash, I don't believe it. I don't believe that the amount of energy that's used up to wash a single reusable brief and dry it in a dryer is equivalent to the amount of energy that's used to sow and fertilize and water and reap and spin um, these briefs and put them together and ship them from one place. Please, what is it? GTFOH? GTFOH? I don't believe that. I think that is like a bold-faced lie. It reminds me of when I was going looking for, um, I was looking for information about dishwashers to see if it was better to wash dishes than to have a dishwasher. And they were saying, well, all these things that people think are so bad, like the amount of water, you use almost as much water washing dishes as in a dishwasher. Except for I think they were saying, like, if you look at if you don't pre-wash the dishes before you put them in, I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I do not take a gallon. I don't know how much dishes, you know, on regular people create, but I do not. I know that you practically fill up a, a dishwasher with soap and water, and the corrosive, chemicals that are used in this dishwasher, I don't buy it. I do not buy it at all. It's just, I don't think it's possible at all. I think that it's just information that's put out there because you can't, going back to the briefs, I don't believe that months of growing in the ground, and I know that I mentioned that these things come from oil, but I don't want that stuff in a landfill. I don't want to look back at, caring for my uncle, and if I could actually see the thousands upon thousands of oil-based briefs, this mountain of briefs that he's used over the years, and I not doing anything about it at all. And I don't believe this mountain of briefs is the same thing as, getting a bucket and hand washing his his uh reusable briefs. And even if it wasn't that, I don't believe that it's. I do not buy it. I think that, and that's the sad thing. It's a sad thing that every single industry, we look at tobacco and we're like, oh, those guys. No, everybody wants to protect what they have, even at the expense of everything else. And it's just plain crazy. It's plain crazy. I don't understand it at all. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about with respect to that. Maybe I'll do another recording. Um, I wanted to talk about capitalism and why it is that people think that we can have no regulations and it's not going to just be a tragedy of the commons in every single aspect of our lives. Because that's what regulation is. Regulation is no, you can't have a tragedy of the commons and just take as much as you want. Anyway, I'm getting too far into this. Thanks for listening. Peace.